people. Episode
6, I think, right?
Yeah, 6. Let's see.
Wow.
Series going fast.
Are you coming fast?
I do love how Tom is always the guy who does the intro,
I
but
know.
he never rehearses it. It's always just off the bat.
It's
like, oh, people.
when
We're back.
when I was listening to the start of the last episode, and it was like we were taking the piss, and we were like, "Are we going to start with so anyway?"
Yeah.
There's just no formal intro to this.
No, he hasn't
we
perfected it
we
yet.
should work on an intro. We
Yeah.
should go in.
Season 4.
Yeah,
Series
series
4.
4 intros incoming. Fire ones as well.
Also, if anyone's making any tracks, we need
Mhm.
one for season 4.
Yeah, we've got now 4 episodes of this series left. So, like we've always said, don't be afraid. Send it through. If you've got any intro tracks, if you make beats, if you've got a song, ideally with some good lyrics, because we
want lyrics.
We had a
Ooh.
submission before.
And the lyrics were like, questionable.
Spud knows. But I think it's not ideal, and it's not something like we wanted to keep this episode. So we're going to cover a lot of music-related stuff in this episode. What our favourite artists are, favourite tracks, and just a general, I guess, music discussion.
Very general.
Yeah, very
When
general.
we discussed what it was going to be about, Tom was like, let's do a music one.
Music
And we're
based.
like, okay, that's pretty broad.
It is very broad.
Very broad, but then, yeah, shouldn't run out of shit to talk about,
No,
hopefully. Lol.
but I think I wanted to start this episode by just sending our condolences, like we've done it for a number of things that have happened over the last year or so. So R.I.P. Mahmoud Hassan, which is a boy from Cardiff. Unfortunately had his life taken by the South Wales Police. It's a very sombre start to an episode, I guess, but I feel like we should pay our respects. There's been a lot of protesting that's happened, whether it's right or wrong, like what's happened. There's just a lot of controversy, I guess, at the minute surrounding it, and like whether there's going to be legal action taken against the police. So he was a healthy young boy from Cardiff. Unfortunately, got taken in, arrested. Not sure what happened during the time of his arrest and being released in the morning with no charges. Unfortunately, went to his house, went to go to rest, and yeah, got found dead, I guess, in his bed. And yeah, just the whole story just isn't adding up to what the police have said. But I know the autopsy is going through at the minute, and there is legal action being taken. So we send our condolences to his family, and yeah, I guess that's all I kind of had to say. So, yes.
Yeah.
But I think moving now.
Fucking sad tones.
Yeah,
and
it is sad.
that. Has to be said though.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I think it's more important that like we've covered it from other parts of the world where we've seen it happening. I know we've covered a lot of like BLM protesting stuff over the year. So when it happens on your doorstep, I think it's important that we cover it off.
Cover it off.
Yeah. So R.I.P.
Yeah.
But I think if we move into music discussions, so I think the first kind of, and we've had this discussion off camera, is we kind of couldn't narrow it down.
It's something that pretty much every group of people have, though, isn't it? It's like everyone has their own specific taste, but then everyone gets down and speaks to each other about like the music they listen to and like who their favorite artists are, and people can relate to it even more depending on who it is.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much things that like everyone talks about with music. So
I think there's a lot of like factors that play into it, and it's like part of like the culture. It can even be like clothes and stuff. What clothes you wear can influence what type of music you listen to. And I think we've got, as like a collective, I think we've got a lot of like crossover in terms of the music taste that we all share in like interest in. And there's also some genres that if you told me some artists, I'd probably be like, I'd never heard of them. But I've always been open to it. I've always been open to anyone's kind of opinion on it. Or if you've got a tune and you think it's a banger, I'll happily listen to you and then give it my version.
I love when someone shows me something they're into, because if they're proper passionate about it, it'll rub off on me, even if I'm not like that keen on that shit. It'll rub off, and then I can understand why they enjoy it just a little bit.
And it always seems to be like, if someone does have like an artist or something, it's either they know just something about either the artist itself, like their personal life or something like that, I find.
yeah,
Like if it's like an unknown artist, they're like, oh, he's 18 but he's up and coming or something like that, or he was first played here, or I've seen him at X festival or some random festival.
Yeah.
And I always think that, so, what was I going to say? Yeah, I just think like that, like I said, you get that shared passion through people talking about it. And I think it's something we've always done over the years.
Well, kind of on that topic, like, you know Jack Harlow, the What's Poppin' guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I thought, like, I do really like that tune.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just like a one-hit wonder. But like, as you do in YouTube, you go down the rabbit hole. Yeah. And I ended up on some... I think I started on Genius, like, lyric... When you're going through that shit.
No, but that's I love that shit. I love it.
Genius is fucking class.
Oh, they've had such a good concept and nailed it.
It's on Spotify now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like when you listen to a song, you can like scroll down and it'll have a bit like a Genius would have done an episode.
It's so
with that
sick,
person.
man. The deconstructed episodes I really like as well. Same. When they show how they made the beats, that fucking just makes me want to make beats.
It literally is. And like even before they made like the concept of it, like like the video content of it. Like I always used to be, I don't know if you used to do the same, but I used to go on their website, and if I used to look for a lyric, like you used to be able to like click the lyric. Did you ever do that? Yeah. And it would kind of give you like a backstory of it. I used to love it. Like they've smashed it.
Well, yeah, it went from something that was slightly useful to just having a massive brand now, and like being able to pull people in to chat about it. Like it's sick. I would have loved to have come up with that idea.
Same.
Anyone would have. To be honest.
Like Colours. Do you know Colours, the YouTube channel where they just literally it's like a mic, just a freestanding mic, and then it'll be the artist, and they'll just do their tune, but with like a different colour in the background. Yeah. I think they're based. I want to say like Berlin. I want to say. But even that idea, I've always thought they're fucking class as well, because they get the most random artists on there that I've never heard of, and they're always bangers. And it's always like, I remember listening to this guy, and he was in French, and I was thinking, what is this tune? But it was so hard.
Bro, I find it mad when you can come across a song that you don't understand a word, but you're like, yo, this is vibey.
I'll tell you what,
I'm feeling this.
I don't know if any of you watched Jack Ryan on Amazon.
No.
I've seen season 1.5, 2.
There's a new French show on Netflix called Lupin.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No.
Honestly, the French tracks they got in those two shows, because Jack Ryan does this whole thing in France, and like, obviously they just do this whole French scene and just using nothing but French music, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And it's class. It's so good.
Because I don't know if you've ever listened to like French drill.
Yeah, bro, that's what I mean.
So
that's the stuff they're using.
Yeah, it's so hard. Good. There's something about like the tone of voice with like different accents.
Just their accent is piff.
Have you seen that clip of Kingsley Coman doing just counting to 10, and Kim Pembe doing a beat behind it, and he's just like they're giving it math sums. They're just giving it math sums, not counting.
Yeah.
And they're going like. Plus, and he's answering, and there's just a beat in the background. You're like, this is sick! It's so good.
Yeah, it's such a random little fucking idea,
but they keep going up and up and up, and the questions are getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he gets like a really hard and like on beat because he's answering like straight away, and they're all getting gassed because he's getting it right every time. It's class. It's so good.
I'll have to check it.
I will definitely watch that after this.
It's so good.
But I think the first kind of question, or not question, I guess. Well, we can't narrow it down.
But... You suggested it, like I think last ep.
Yeah.
You were like, why don't we do like a top 5 artists or album or something like that? And I was there like,
how would you narrow it down?
You cannot.
I could not narrow top 5, and I spent like the whole week trying to think, how can I do this? And I was like, maybe I could pick like the one song from each genre that I like to listen to that I couldn't live without, or if I like when they do that fucking what is it like. The island episode where people talk about what they take to an island.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what it's fucking called now.
What if you took an iPod? What tunes would be on it, kind of thing?
Essentially, you only got space for 5 songs. Yeah. What songs you having?
Shit, that would be so hard to narrow it down.
And I don't even know if I managed that, to be honest.
No, it's definitely tricky.
So many hours got put into try. And this is another thing: is my fucking laptop died. Like proper got written off with all of my iTunes history.
Yeah,
LimeWire's gone.
No, all the CDs I had, I like fucking
burnt onto it.
Don't know where they've gone because I didn't need them because they were all on my lappy, and now I literally got nothing. I got Spotify.
I know, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like a lot of people were always kind of against moving into like digital music as well, like having things on like Apple Music and like streaming. And like when JME like obviously released it wasn't CD is Dead. What was that? I think it was just called JME, right? When he released his album not long ago, and he just made the physical copy to start with. I just think that like that era has kind of died out, and I like the whole fact that now if you get a new phone, you can just log in and all your tunes are there. Like it's kind of just an ongoing.
Rather than if you bought like a new device, you'd have to plug it into your laptop, just pass it all the way over, or you just risk starting again.
Yeah,
and then to remember what songs you had on there.
My mum's like original classic iPod had so many fucking tunes on there, like, so many bangers.
Because they were the dirtiest things in the world.
Yeah, they were.
Because it was like the first like music device that had over like 8 gig of like storage.
Right, even that little clicking noise it would make when you do the scroll wheels.
They were so like
they were class.
slick. Yeah. They felt banging in the hand.
And they were so slick and they were so fucking rigid that you could smash the hell out of it. Like, and
why
would
would you want to though?
No. I mean, like if you just
yeah, it'd take a beating. It would take a beating.
It just used to just withstand shit. But
Mumsy's one got written off.
Done.
Lost all of them, and she like kept going on about how much she missed all of those tunes. So I set like a goal. I would redo that for her. Yeah. Like get her a replacement iPod essentially. And bro, it's a nightmare.
So long.
Fucking nightmare.
It's so long.
It's things about like phones and that now as well. Like when you'd have to, it's same thing. When you'd have to transfer everything, it takes so long. Or you just fucking get a new SIM, start again.
Yeah.
But now you just plug them into each other and
you don't even have to plug it in now. Like I literally got this the other day, and I just had my other one, and it literally just goes set to new phone, and it just literally done.
It is so sick how simple it is, but like
But I think I always try and find like I try and like narrow down my favorite artists in terms of like most like influential I guess, like just an artist that I feel like I've just clicked with for so long. I don't even know if it has to be long, to be fair. I don't even know if that's the right word, but like something that I've just listened to, and it's either been just like a whole new style of music.
It's them songs that come on, you have no idea what they are, but you instantly get goosebumps. In the first like 3 seconds, you're just like, this is it. Like I don't know how music makes that connection with you,
do you know what?
But it's like the moment you hear those first couple of seconds, you're like, well, this is instantly one of my favorites.
No, it's got a term for it, and I can't remember what it is. But yeah, like I think on my top 2 would always be like, for rap it'd have to be like Mac Miller and Kid Cudi. They're always 1 and 2, I think, for me, just for the just like a whole growing up. They're like kind of nostalgic but still relevant now. They felt
like they were there with you no matter what you were doing. I don't know why, but like it's just like they just felt like you were mates in school. It was so weird. Mad. It's so weird. Like if you like, especially Cudi, he has songs where if you're sad you can play it. If you're happy you can play it.
And that's what I was going to say. It's kind of one of those things.
If you want to,
I was going through songs of his to pick, and I was like, bro, I can't. It depends on the mood I'm in.
Well,
which one I choose.
It's kind of like he's one of those artists that I think you can listen to either on your own or you can get gassed with people to it. Like it's got like a fitting song for each occasion. And same with Mac Miller. Like you think of like Jet Fuel, where it's kind of like a bit sad, or like 2009, or you think like Best Day Ever. But then he's got a gas tunes where like fucking, I don't know, Nike's on my feet, or just something like that.
Yeah, no.
I just love it. Like I think those two would probably say, I'd probably say they played the biggest part, especially like growing up. Like you said, it was like they were kind of.
Yeah, for me, like Mac Miller did make a massive impact in my growing up. Like I fucking loved everything he put out.
Yeah.
But when he passed, I couldn't listen to his stuff.
No, I still struggle. I still can't do it.
Like, it genuinely made me fucking depressed. Like, my best friend had died. And I was like, it's mad how I'm that connected to a guy who's never fucking met me. I've never spoken to the guy.
I've never been within like 100 miles of him.
Like, realistically, you don't know what he's like in the real world. Like, you don't know what any artist... An artist could be an absolute bell end, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And you
Isn't that what they always say, don't meet your heroes?
Yeah, it literally is. It's so true. But I think it's kind of like they were always relatable to us because they were only probably, I think Cudi was probably a little bit older, but Mac was probably only a few years older. Yeah,
I think he was our age or like 2 years older.
Yeah, and I mean obviously he came from Pittsburgh in I don't even know what state Pittsburgh, or was Pittsburgh a state? I don't know, my American job.
No idea.
He's awful, but yeah, came from Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he. So he obviously just played.
My mum would be ashamed.
I've
gone blank, bro. I was like, I don't know.
Man said on the last episode, like, I'm part American. Showed you're ashamed of it.
No, I am.
Store.
It's at the store, man. But yeah, I think But I think Cudi and Mac would definitely be up there, and I think
for me, I find it mad as well how big Cudi is now, because back when I first stumbled across him, I swear it was in like, because he was indie kind of rap, and it was very much like, if you like, obviously Day and Night was fucking massive.
Oh,
everyone stumbled across him then,
but no one really dig deeper.
Like, you listen to his other shit and you're like, oh, it's either not for you or it is. And if you did like him, then I felt like that was kind of a unique. Because it was very
he was so underground.
Different.
And that's, I feel like that's what, like, his new stuff still sounds like
the same,
very first.
Bro, the same.
But the content of it is so different. Like,
it's just class.
Like, obviously, I think you watched it. You watched the Zane Lowe thing with him, right?
Yeah.
So he was obviously saying about in there, and he was just like on about all this, like, the struggles he's had and stuff in life, and he makes music for whatever kind of moods he's in at that period of life. So I think that's kind of, it's unrelatable but relatable at the same time. But yeah, like you said, it does sound the same as it did 10 years ago now.
Oh, it's mad. You don't actually get that with hardly any artist.
Was Man on the Moon 2, so it was way before that
way
as well.
before, yeah.
Bro, he's been the most consistent guy.
100%. Like, he had a period, I will admit, there was a few albums in between, like the one where he's like that, whoa, with like all the kaleidoscope.
What's the Satellite album?
That's I think that
was one of the only albums of his where I wouldn't be like, oh, I need to own that. I need to own it.
But I think that's like an overarching statement from a lot of his fans as well. Like, I think there is.
I'm like, right now I'm thinking maybe I should give it another listen, because your taste always change and you 100%. Might have a different perspective on the album. So I feel like I should give it a second chance. But like, when I listened to it the first time, I didn't click with it.
No.
It just didn't feel.
And I did go back not long ago and listen to it, and and I'm not gonna lie, there is a few tunes on there you can kind of bump, but nah, it ain't the same. It don't hit you and then feels like it does not do it. But I think they probably cover off, and that's what I mean, like, in terms of like the overlappingness. Like, we've always had a shared interest in all of them.
Yeah,
there's been.
Well, I feel like anyone that is actually decent.
Yeah.
One of us will stumble across him and then show it, and then if he is decent, you all just appreciate the art, essentially.
Yeah. It's like obviously we like Joey Badass and stuff. Like, he was literally like so small, and I still
he was the next one for me. Like, he was the next one, like, below
those two.
Like, if not on par. I just love the guy.
No, I do think on par for me, and I think he's even same age as you. I think he's the same year as you.
Yeah,
1995.
Yeah.
So I think his birthday is like the 23rd of Jan. So like a year and 7 days before mine.
I remember looking at it.
I remember looking at it before, so I was wondering how old he is. And I think it's literally like his birthday is like well close to ours, but I think he deserves more credit than he gets.
I love him. He's so
he
good.
Is class.
When we went to see him in the Marble Factory,
that
was so good. He was so good.
Mm-hmm. Like, you definitely put me onto him, I think, because
it was
1999.
Hugh Stevens on Radio 1, and I was going to pick up a Chinese or something.
Wow.
And
but that's what
I love when you remember something so well.
What I love. When you hear a banger,
and they were like, because Hugh Stevens is the Welsh guy who's on Radio 1, and his slot used to be like 10 p.m. until 1 a.m. or something. It was ridiculously late, but it was specifically new music.
Yeah.
And he was playing, this is one of the hottest kids coming out of New York.
Yeah, so they do the introduction, isn't it?
His mixtape's just come out in 1999. You guys should go listen to it. And it was Waves, Waves. And I was just like, this is just class. This is just so good.
So good. And then obviously he formed part of obviously the bigger collective like Pro Era.
Yeah.
So then you start digging deeper into like his like little group of mates. And so you like start discovering like Capital Steez. You start discovering like Kirk Knight. And then you just realise that they've just got... And they come from, like, it's like similar, but not similar, do you know what I mean? Like, places from us, like, they're not exactly born into money, etc. So they've worked for it, and they've just literally just found their own style, found their own flow. And things like that, I've always just enjoyed. It was kind of like when I discovered, like, Octavian. like I fucking loved. Like I remember, and I can remember exactly how I found it. So it was one of Drake's friends put on his Insta story at a party, and it was literally ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
and it
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
your man them are getting too close, and I was like, what is that, bro?
That?
And I
Shazam
looked
it
for
now.
so long, right? I'll never forget, I was driving, because my nan was in hospital, and I was driving, this was probably like, I don't even know how long ago, when did Party Year come out? Fucking hell, it must have been about 3 years ago.
Mate,
now.
years are just flying at this point
so
now. Like,
fast.
and then you look back at like something that came out years ago, and you're like, fuck.
Bro,
almost like what?
Like I played Shadow of Mordor for the first time the other day,
Yeah.
and that came out in 2012. It looks like a game that came out like 3 years ago.
It's mad. I think that's what I've always loved about music. It's like time will pass, but you'll always just be kind of cemented on your style of music that you like.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm always open to things. Like obviously I went through a mosher stage of life.
Everyone's got to go through
Yeah.
an emo mosher stage.
Yeah.
You had the dirtiest fringe I ever seen. Moving
on.
I had to.
Don't worry, I used to paint my nails black, bro.
Did you?
Yeah, 100%. Because I used to want leather coats. Like, I used to want those big ass fucking boots. Oh, bro, do you know what? Blue Banana. I used to walk in that shop and I used to be like, yes, this is me.
Was it when you had the stretchers? Was that it?
No, this was way before. This was when I was in primary school. I used to paint my nails in primary school black.
That's cute, that.
And I fucking...
Didn't know that about you, Tom.
Oh, I loved it. Like, if you ask anyone I was in primary school with, like, I was obsessed, bro. Like, Slipknot jeans from fucking Spot Market.
Flares on
Oh, they were so hard.
The chain.
Yeah.
Everyone had a chain.
Yeah. You had to.
Everyone had one.
And it kind of come back, that kind of style, not long ago.
It did. It's mad how much fashion just bounces back and forth.
And
then that video of all of them under the bridge going like,
yeah.
That came out.
It goes with everything, mate.
That
goes with any tune. It's so sick. Have you seen it to like Christmas songs?
Yeah.
Bro, it fits so well.
It does. But I think there's always got to be that need and want to just explore other genres, especially like rock and stuff. I feel like I love it. Like I'll hold my hands up and say I fucking love it to this day.
You need a vent. You need a vent every now and then.
100%. And it's like...
And you chuck it on, you're just like, here we are.
But the thing is, I remember, because when wrestling was big, and bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor, that was the hardest tune I've ever heard on any TV show ever. Like,
mate, Kerrang must have been the most watched
Loved
TV
it.
show ever.
Loved
like
it.
for like a year.
Yeah.
Or just straight up, everyone.
Do you know the maddest thing now? If you go on Kerrang now, it still plays the same tunes, like Bowling for Soup, Sum 41, and you just go, Heaven is a Half Pipe. Bruv, these tunes are cemented in top tier for me.
That Bowling for Soup track with the video where the girls in the fishnets, I just think she was
It's a girl next door.
Just so pang.
Isn't it?
I thought she was so buff.
Yeah.
She had like the checkered like skirt, like
it's probably disgusting.
Like, minging
now.
Looked like a kilt.
Yeah.
Dirty, but it was just fire back in the day.
And then obviously, like it started to change then. So things like Good Charlotte come out, and honestly, they were so
Litty.
sick. I don't even care. They're so sick even now. There's so many tunes that I would listen to back in the day, like rock tunes.
There's so many as well that you wouldn't know the name of the song, but if you just shuffle in and it comes on,
honestly,
you're like, oh my god,
so many. Like that was
just
an hour or two that I spent trying to find what that tune was. Like I type in the lyrics that I can remember.
Yeah, and you just got to shuffle it.
I'd stick an album
lyrics, on. I type in whatever. I just type in
and they
random.
pocket slow.
I type in random lyrics. I'm like, nah, it's definitely
that's not it. That's not it.
But I think, what was I going to say? There was kind of that bridging period there. And then I think that's when I started like getting a lot heavier on like rap. Especially with things like 50 Cent and stuff.
Yeah.
When they started to take like in the charts. Well, obviously Eminem, like everyone always had the Eminem phase where they were just obsessed.
Yeah.
Like you went to see him in Wembley, right?
Yeah.
So that was obviously years after... What album was that for? It was the...
That was the LP2.
Yeah.
Marshall Mathers LP2, I think.
That was the only rap that made it to my mum's iPod was Eminem. She loved it.
She's on it.
I mean, who doesn't, to be honest?
Yeah.
He was legit.
Oh, so class.
He just used to fire at everyone.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good.
It kind of all like bridges like between like you think, because we used to love like things like Jackass and like things like that, and Dirty Sanchez and those shows, and I always used to find them like interlinked, but they would never be on each other. Do you know what I mean? Like you'd never really hear like an Eminem song on Jackass, but like the unruliness and like the fucking just like crazy.
It was the no holds barred. Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
Like
that sort of shit.
Taking risks that most people wouldn't. It's like,
just literally just going against the grain and just being like, right, fuck this, I'm just going at it.
Respect, you can't not respect it.
And I think it's part of being a kid or like being a teenager. It's just like you had that, like we spoke about it on here before, you just had that no fear kind of thing. And it probably is down to those types of things. Yeah, no fear clothes.
That's all I think of. No fear is that Monster Energy and fucking tap out clothing and that.
Tap out, oh, that is dirty.
The dirties.
But I think music's always played like, but I don't know if you've ever had these thoughts, but I'm sure I've probably told you, like, have you ever thought, and I know it's proper depressing, but there's always those 3 songs and like you want at your funeral, or like, you know, if you want someone to kind of like remember you by. Have you ever put that to thought?
I haven't thought that far, to be honest. I think I tried to think about it, but then I was like, this is depressing. Why am I thinking about
that stuff? And then I get caught, if I do think about it, I'm like, well, I'd rather than play something happy to celebrate my life rather than some miserable 100%. Shit that everyone's screamo into. Like,
I feel you. I do feel you, but I've just known them for years.
What, you've got your 3 of you?
Oh, I've had them since about, I think I was about 8 or 9. Genuine, bro. Like I've had, like, and I've wrote them in so many. I've always like vowed or just tried.
Everyone in your family knows. By the way, if I pass, this is the song.
Not even family. Like I would start working with people. I would start chatting to them, become friends, and I'd write in their notes.
Wow.
Just in case.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
This is Tom's funeral song.
You got to, and it's always Metallica 1. Terence J, One Blood from the end of the tune for fucking Green Street, and R. Kelly, World's Greatest, but it's a bit sticky one still.
Bacon.
But it's still banger. I don't even care. But
someone told me back in the day, Ordinary People by
Marilyn Manson.
No, John Legend. Very different songs.
Yeah, very. I know, beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson.
It's beautiful people, isn't it? Yeah, Ordinary. Oh, banger.
Yeah.
Banger.
And I was like, that would actually go quite far.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can't be sad about that.
Yeah.
And it fits.
But I mean, you would be bawling your eyes out.
It's a funeral. Depends whose funeral.
No, I've always thought I need to.
Depends whose funeral. I'll kill you. It's your funeral, son.
I know, but that's the thing. Like I don't know why I've always wanted Metallica 1, but there's something about the guitar solos, everything about the whole tune. But it's like an 8-minute tune, and you'd be stood there for the longest.
Fucking hell, when's this gonna end?
Yeah, literally, and the whole song is about war. So it's like even madder, like
the war of life, bro.
Yeah, and I lost.
Metaphors and
I lost.
Yeah, take that L.
Wow.
But I think go on.
I was going to ask, do you? It's a long shot because I remember mine. But do you guys remember like one of the very first albums that you got?
Yes.
You do.
Yes. What, in physical?
Yes.
Yeah, physical CD.
Physical, yeah.
Not tape, mate. Just
it is Linkin Park Meteora, or whatever one come first. Either Meteora or the grey covered one. I don't know which one come first, but yeah.
So many mans at that Linkin Park.
Yeah, hard. That's why.
It was real.
R.I.P. Chester Benningfield.
Yeah.
Mine was fuck, I had it literally just then. By the way, Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was the first one I ever got.
Oh, shout!
Was
actually.
it?
Yeah. The one Red Hot Chili Peppers tune I was always liked, and I loved it purely for the video, was the song where I think it might have even been Californication. Yeah. And they made it into like a game, like a.
I still think that's the best video
100%
ever made.
100%.
It's so good.
It's so, I don't know how they done it, because
especially when it came out.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So
it was
dirty.
so good. My the first album, I think my dad got it for me.
Yeah.
And it was Outcast, Speaker Box.
Love
Below.
Yeah, hard.
Oh, that's a fire one to have.
No, that is hard.
Shout out to Thread Stars.
Whoa.
That is, props to that.
It was probably around the same time that he was like, you need to watch The Warriors, the film.
Yeah.
He's like,
put you on, like...
it. You need to watch it.
Yeah, he put you on hard. I don't know. It's like I don't know if when you were growing up, I don't know if your family was like music orientated or just like you were around music.
I mean, my dad's a musician, so
yeah.
Definitely.
What? Sorry.
I don't think that in it. That's why he does some audio technica.
Fuck off.
You go to the fucking studio.
God, DJ that.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so you grew up around what type of music? I don't think I ever asked you.
That's the thing is because my dad does like really soft, almost. I wouldn't say country, but kind of country rock.
Baby, like them doors and turn the lights.
And I don't know if I rebelled in this sense because I listened to completely different music to everyone else in the house.
Yeah.
And I kind of I wouldn't say I turned my nose up at it, but like I wasn't interested in the list.
But I think that's being part of a kid, being a part of being a kid.
Kind of want to pave your own way.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, oh, my dad listens to it. Oh, fuck that shit. But there's definitely tunes, like I know my dad used to be I used to love Iron Maiden. I used to have all the cassettes and stuff. And I used to, now if I look back at it, when I went through that Mosher stage, loved it.
No regrets.
Nah. But there's always been music in my family. Like my sister put me on to the most amount of music when I was a kid, which I'm so grateful for. Like I remember, can you remember that time? When she gave me like this stack of like burnt CDs that like we obviously ripped from like years and years ago, and then I think she got a new car
tragic.
And she had the CD case and they were like so old, and I remember we went out before in the car and I was like, right, I'm gonna bring 3 of them, and we just went through every track of it, and it was Shine Effect.
It was the fastest.
There were so many old school like jungle tunes, fucking hard, so sick.
That's mad. I can't picture your sister driving around playing that.
I can.
Oh yeah,
that's class.
I loved it.
It was the maddest. And then so I had a stack. I still got the stack of CDs because I took it because I sold my car, but I took the CDs out of it. And I still got they cracked. They're never gonna work. They cracked in half and stuff. But I still got the stack.
Yeah.
And they got black marker. Like I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that.
And it's literally like fucking an archive then, isn't it? Like I would love to have some. Like I know most of the songs I grew up with, but I guarantee you there's so many like forgotten gems in like stacks of CDs or fucking USBs that I used to have.
Oh mate, yeah. When you stumble across one of those, you're like, "What's on this?" And you see some songs, you're like, "Oh my days!"
Yeah.
Like you'll find songs that aren't on anything, aren't on Spotify, and it's like you ripped it from YouTube somehow to get it on MP3 and then get it on there.
Was it MP3 converter?
Yeah.
Chuck it on a converter.
I remember I had the biggest list. I probably had at least 150 Soulja Boy songs before. Can you remember that? I'll never forget when I showed you Soulja Boy PlayStation 3.
God. It's tragic.
That
phase was just so bad.
What?
Your Soulja Boy
I loved him. Like, honestly, I don't think
He scammed you, Ching.
Oh, he did. So yeah, Soulja Boy, if you ever see this, you owe me an Ocean Gang Till I Die t-shirt. Don't think I forgot. I've got older now, and I know you scammed me. So...
He said it.
Get down in
them. He said it.
Get in the comments. But yeah, still to this day, like it went through a period of time where literally that would be the nickname, innit? Like a self-proclaimed Teacock test of the MG. But old school people I haven't seen in years still call me it, and it's kind of like I just loved it. I don't know what it was. To me, iconic. To me, Soulja Boy was genius.
You were, I think, the only one that was like a Soulja Boy fanboy. Essentially.
Fanatic, loved him just because I thought.
Yeah, there's so many tunes that everybody liked, but you were number one.
Biggest fan until he scammed you.
Yeah. No, even after that, I got a DVD, everything in it. Soulja Boy the movie, get me. But no,
What even is that about? Obviously,
it's about his life,
what does he do?
It's about him being hardest. But no, there was. I just liked the fact that he was one of the first people I know to do it, and it was like revolutionary. Like when LimeWire was a thing, he would find out what tunes were like trending in the charts, upload his own tunes, but name them the popular song. So everyone would download this song thinking they got Justin Timberlake, like Cry Me a River.
And
then he would
annoying,
literally just be like fucking
just scammed his way to the top.
Bro,
no wonder he's robbed you.
He's done so many scams. Yeah, but I fucking love him. I reckon he's so
boy.
sick. But we all went through a period. Like if you had, okay, so that probably falls nicely then. So if you had one person that you would, I don't know, you'd want to just either live a day in their life as an artist, or you thought was kind of like, and it's hard to say like top tier because like we said, it's hard to narrow it down.
Mm.
But if there was one person you just thought, I wonder what it's like to be them, who would that be? And I know I've kind of put you on the spot.
No, I mean the first one that came to mind was Drake because pretty much everyone fucking loves the guy.
Yeah. I think it's wrong to say.
If anyone doesn't like him, it's probably because everyone else likes him.
Yeah,
and they just
it's
want to
purely
be like, nah.
just to go against the grain kind of thing.
He's so class.
Yeah,
he's so rich.
He's so good.
So rich.
But like, no one can deny the numbers that he does.
Yeah.
Consistently.
It's bizarre.
Like,
how bizarre.
It was something like in 10 years. I remember seeing that stat, and it was something like in 10 years there was something stupid like 300 weeks, or something like that. Maybe a little bit longer, and out of that he'd been in the top 10 for like, it was like 80% of that.
That's mad.
Bruh.
It's so bizarre.
Got more hits than the Beatles. That is just mad.
Facts.
That's mad.
It's so crazy, isn't it? When you think about it, when you narrow it down, how has he made that many good songs? Do you know what I mean? How does he keep having the answer?
Don't know. It's because he, like, I think 40 is his producer, I think, normally,
Yeah.
The Baldwin and that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's been around for him for days and years and years.
Well, Drake does say without him, he wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Do you think, so like, to stay in trend, do you think, like, because he's made songs with people and you're like,
who are they?
Why, like, that would never have happened, like, years ago.
Yeah.
So, like,
he fishes out proper unique
it's like,
guys.
do you think he has a team, or do you think he hears something somewhere? He's like,
I think he is. And
what?
That's one
like
thing.
he put me onto Dave.
Yeah.
And Dave is fucking raw.
Like this one. Like,
where did he find him?
But this is the thing, isn't it? It's kind of like a lot of people slander him for being a culture vulture, for want of a better word. But I think he's actually just one of those people that has got his ear to the street, and he is generally just looking for those cosigns and just looking for fresh new talent. Like, I don't know if you've
general interest. He's probably like,
oh,
let me, I want to hear some of the UK or whatever. You probably go to France, listen to some French
100%.
drill, and just be like, yo, this sounds sick.
Yeah.
Can't speak French. Wait, he's Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah. So
maybe he can speak French.
Yeah, he might even be able to. It's like one of the native languages there, isn't it? But I don't know if you've seen recently, there's this, I want to say Nigerian, but there's this guy that was going around like socials and stuff by, I think his name's Hyzah, like Hyzah. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Have you seen that? Oh, he's like basically just on the street, and he's got like this little beat, like boombox, and he's singing this tune, and it just went mad viral, and like Drake has fucking like messaged him. And he was like, I've just got off the phone to Drake and stuff like this. And it's literally, bro, like, so this kid now has gone on to, like, it hasn't, like, released this tune, but there's so much want for it, because it does slap, like, it slaps so bad. And, like, he was just, I don't know, I think he is just that interested of just finding people, or just putting people on when he does have an opportunity to do it, kind of thing.
Well, I find it impressive how, he comes across this way. I don't know if it's all an act, but he's doing a sick job of keeping it up. But how humble he seems for how massive he is.
Yeah, to not be must be so hard. Like, not to be not big-headed kind of thing. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, because of how loved he is and how successful he is, that would feed your ego, and to not become a fucking ego-headed maniac.
Literally.
Props to him. I don't think many people could do it, but he just seems so humble.
It's even like with him then, like, going back and putting funding towards and like trying to direct, like with Top Boy. Like when Top Boy, if you're from the UK and like around, fucking so many years ago, Top Boy was first aired. So many. Like, I want to even say like 10, maybe even a few more.
I think so.
Like when it was first aired, and for him to know about that, for him to find it interesting and adopt it into his like lifestyle, and like then go, I want to actually like make a new series.
Hard. Like, to add into that is I knew about it, and I had friends that had watched it and was like, you need to watch it, and it was on my like watch list that I was like probably never going to get around to.
The original ones?
The original ones. And I was like, being that it's been cancelled, I don't know if there's any rush to. It's probably going to be disappointing ending. But then when I heard that they were gonna bring it back, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting straight on that. Watched the first two, they were class. And yeah, no, props to that.
I fucking loved it. Like even when it was first aired, like because there was always that one scene of when like I think it's the Romanians when they chuck the boy off the balcony. You know that episode. I remember. I don't know why I just remember that scene so like fucking clearly. But we were so young when it first came out, and it was class. So good. Like shout out to fucking Ashley Walters and what's the other guy?
Kane Robinson.
Yeah.
Kano.
Yeah, of course.
He was on my list of people. He was. I was gonna say P's and Q's.
Yeah, and that is
no. That is,
honestly,
that's legit. That is legit.
Fucking top 5 grime songs of all time.
100%. But that is legit a tune. If I hear it, I link it straight to you. Like there's certain songs, and I don't know if you can do it back, but there's certain songs that just remind me of people like in our friendship
group. This is
group.
the thing is definitely there are songs that when I listen to, I'll picture you, but trying to name them,
it's
solid, bro. Like I can struggle to name my own favorite songs.
Yeah.
But like I know there's one that Spud at least thinks about me, and you probably thought I was gonna say on you.
Go on.
What Crazy Town Butterfly?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have had a
clue.
You
always send that to me. Always.
I wouldn't have had a clue unless you said it. I would not have. I have no idea what you're on about.
That's one of the songs I remember coming across it so clearly. I saw it as like Butterfly.
Oh shit, yeah.
You're my butterfly.
Oh
Sugar.
Shit. That's a every time.
Mate, I remember. I don't know how. I'm gonna say I was like 10 roughly, and I'm in my mum's car, and she's gone.
I'm in my mum's car.
Brum.
You knew that was
no, but I heard it on the radio. I was like, "Yo, this is raw," and I was like, "What is it?" And they didn't say what it was at the end, and I was like,
that. No.
I spent a good like 10 years trying to find that song. I finally found it. I was like, this still slaps.
This is it.
This still slaps.
But picture this, so Connor rocks up to where we used to play football. Hair slick down here, Walkman in hand, drawstring bag on, drawstring bag on.
Wow.
With a fresh Walkman phone. You know there was some Kano bumping out of there.
100%.
Yes. Can you ever remember on the old Walkman phones, and they had the little speaker that plugged into the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, hard.
Walkman, they was like
Sony Ericsson partnered with Walkman.
Yeah. That's what I was on about, the Walkman phones, isn't it?
Wasn't their symbol like 3 little orange dots? I don't know why I remember that. So
the symbol, it was a W like then a dot, and it was like orange and white.
Bro.
Yeah, class.
Where are they these days?
In the bin. With Sony Ericsson.
I mean, yeah.
But
pretty much. Where are they these days? That is quite sad.
Watch them come out with it's a mad new phone now with some fucking
like that Motorola Razr.
Yeah.
They'll have their own Walkman.
Yeah, this is your portable absolute ear blasters. Here you go.
There's something about like fucking nostalgic things, isn't it? There's something about it. Just like nostalgic items, like phones. I think are the best. Like there's been so many like stages with phones.
Yeah, Sony Ericsson popped up in school. Everyone had their own individual, unique one. I think we started obviously with Nokias. Like I think everyone owned a Nokia.
It was and it was always a hand-me-down.
Yeah. Oh,
you ain't gonna get no fresh Nokia.
Nah, like I'll never forget. I don't know when did you first get your first phone? Do you ever remember, or do you remember what it was?
Well, I got it through my mum's friend, and it was like some beat up. They take a beating.
You could not beat that up.
No, honestly, if you fight the phone's winning.
The phone's banging you straight.
Yeah, you're getting lick up. But I'll never forget the first phone I ever had. It was a hand-me-down from my grandpa. I'm not even joking. It looked like a house phone without a wire. It was a mess. It was this big black thing with an aerial on the top. Mess.
I remember the Nokia I got given had like a leather case on it. Ooh. Who would have thought you needed a case on that? Because that phone, could have taken a beating.
But the equivalent of that
straight off took that leather case off.
Flip open and then
mummy
type
cases.
Like
yeah.
But you know the leather case.
I understand why they have them because they hold their cards, but I can't stand those cases. It's never gonna see me with one of them.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Nah, I'll never forget. I don't know if you remember. You know the Nokia cases where it was like it had like bungee on the sides and it had like that big like plastic screen over them. Can you remember them?
And it was almost like a wallet.
Yeah. It was like you slide it in from the top. It's got like a little Velcro bit.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I wish I had all my phones. Like I've still got a lot of them.
You'd have to. The type in would be like. pressing the same button
it,
like multiple times to get
like keyboard, didn't you? When you type the word out.
Like you'd have M N O on the same one. You'd be like, if you wanted the O, you'd have to press it 3 times.
It's mad how quick you could type with that.
Bro, I was so rapid. Yeah, so rapid with that now. I couldn't do it now at all. It would just stress me out.
I think I still got it.
Yeah, but it would stress you out like fuck, I reckon.
It just annoyed me.
Yeah.
It's like, why have I not just got a button for each word now? Do you know what I mean?
And I used to just love, like, it used to be the best when you used to, like, your first girlfriend or, like, first person you, like, start speaking to when you're not in school. And then you messaging each other, and it would be the longest message just to make sure that 14p or whatever it was per text was the one.
Didn't go to waste.
Yeah. And then you'd be like, fuck, what'd she say? Save it in drafts quick. Go. Read. Oh, yeah, that question, man. Quick, answer that.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, man.
Times are hard back then.
Oh, bruv. I think
Pay as you go.
Yeah. Like, these kids, man.
Can I have another $5, please?
Where'd the other one go?
But then you'd always have those people that would flex on you. They would be like, oh, weekends I got free calling all weekend. And then they'd be like, what do you do? I was like, yeah, I called it, 3 hours. And I was like, how much does that cost? She's like, oh, nothing. I got unlimited minutes in a weekend.
Unlimited minutes on the weekend.
Big Orange.
My mum used to rinse me and my brother for that.
Oh my God.
Orange Wednesdays.
Yeah.
OGs.
Oh, man. I think our generation were the last generation that had just things.
How long ago did Orange Wednesdays go? Because I remember
it wasn't long.
It was gutted.
It wasn't that long.
Because you were with Orange, right?
Yeah. My mum was.
Yeah.
I swear we used to go.
Yeah, she would. She wouldn't go to cinema. She'd just provide us with the code.
Or if not,
but like my mum,
anyone got Orange Wednesday code?
Yeah, that was it.
Or BBM broadcast. Orange Wednesday code.
Orange Wednesdays.
No, my mum was on Pay As You Go with Orange, and we would rinse her for that, for the Orange Wednesdays code. And my brother were on 3 together, and you got free calls to one another.
Yeah.
So she would just rinse us. To, like, if she wanted to call my brother, she'd be like, Colin, can I use your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I got nutties on
It's mad. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, there's been so many periods where we've gone through, like, and then Blackberry started to come in. Like, you were always like not good, Microsoft phones, weren't you?
Yeah.
You always had the Microsoft phone, rock them.
I had that what's it called?
It wasn't a Surf, it was like before
it was a HTC.
Yeah. Shit, fuck, I
and it was
that in a while.
It was man-pin. Everyone was like, fucking how you carry a cinema screen.
Yeah.
Look at everyone's phones
I remember.
Yeah.
When you first got it, I was like, that's too big, bro.
No, they were ahead of the time.
To be fair though, I probably had the smallest hands when these phones were around.
To this day, Mo had the biggest phone. I swear that was an iPad.
Yeah.
That was do you remember this?
I don't.
It wouldn't fit in his pocket, I swear to God.
Massive.
I don't remember it.
Because it was over, like, you either had, like, I was late with the Blackberries. I was late to the hype of it, but honestly, game changing. I loved it. It was just,
everyone had the Blackberry.
Yeah, because it was so city. Like, having MSN pretty much on your phone was so game changing. It's
BBM.
mad. And like I was saying with like credit and stuff, you never used to have to worry about it because like if they had BBM, it was kind of like you could just use it as long as you got signal.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
So mad.
Revolutionary at the time.
But I'll never forget. Like I remember having. Do you ever remember when WhatsApp was a thing and it used to always say you'd get a year's free trial or something like that?
99p.
And then always
there would be like 39p or something.
Yeah. And there would be this time where it would be like, oh, you have like 100 days left. And then you'd have to pay a fee, but it'd always get to that like 100 days done, and it would never ever like prompt you to take your money. And I always remember that, and I was like, when have I got to pay for this shit? Like,
I remember when I first signed up, it asked for like 69p, and I was like, what's this? Do you have to pay? And everyone was like, no. And I was like, and why do I? And they're like, I don't know. And I was like, that's only 69p. Fuck it.
I'll do it.
And it was like for a year's license, but then it never asked again, ever.
God knows whatever happened to that.
You probably paid it, and then by the time the year was
Facebook
up, it just became free.
Yeah,
it must have.
God,
well, you paid the 69p the next day. Facebook got it. Like, no, 69p.
But
it's gone.
I think we
definitely ventured off topic.
Oh, we digress, but I think nostalgic things. I'm always keen to talk about. I love it, especially with like things. I know I'm going even more off topic, but things like Pokemon cards now,
and
how they've just come back around, and
crazy.
now like the neglection we used to show to things like board games and just like toys back in the day.
Yeah.
If we just doubled up on them and kept one pristine, one battered, do what you want, rip it up.
Well, that's the thing. To have both, you had to have money, and I was saving lunch money just to buy
one pack.
One pack of like 5 cards to maybe get a good one.
Yeah.
So
you're very
and the
true.
amount of fucking
obviously, if I got duplicates,
the same ones you get multiple of the same, and you never get a good one.
Mm-hmm. If you got duplicates, you trade that for one you didn't have. That was how it went. You wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep this for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it'll be worth there.
It's literally mad.
Back then, you have no idea that if you kept something, it's just complete chance. If you keep a load, somebody could have kept something that they've had for like 20 years, and it'd still be complete worthless.
Yeah.
Like, so it's the complete chance of like,
it is.
I just want to keep all
I've never really done that because I've always thought you could just be holding on to that for fucking years and it's hoarding so much shit that you've not even interacted with.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of like I understand why people do it and props to you if you can, but I couldn't do it.
No,
I've actually done my first one recently.
Well, like clear out.
No, I bought a Pokemon game on the 3DS. I don't even have a 3DS, but I bought it because all Pokemon games go up in price. All of them, like Kex now, or Sex, however you want to pronounce it, they sell them for so much more than they ever went for before. And it's like, yo, that's mad. If I just buy this, because I bought it for a tenner, I was like,
just leave
5 years time, I could make triple this.
Yeah, no, it literally is, and I think.
But it is storing it.
There was one thing, right, and I'll never forget it. Like I remember, his name was Martin Sharrett, and he bought me this. It was this Simpsons, like puzzle book, and it was all these like random like illustrations of like Simpson characters, and I'll never forget. Like my family went to do a boot sale.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever been to do a boot sale.
I missed boot sales. They were class, man.
Like you'd pull up, and someone would be like this, like looking through your back window, and then like fucking already stalking the stuff, like ready to try and get some little deals. Obviously, as a kid, you're like, "What the hell is this? This is weird." As
get away from my car.
Yeah, but you just think they're obviously trying to like. Now you're older, they're like, "God, they're obviously just trying to find a little diamond in the rough." But I'll never forget, this guy was like, "Oh, hold on to this," and he said it to my parents, and he was like, "Hold on to this book, and years, it'll be worth something." And I think when we cleared out my room, like together, or I was doing it and you were helping me, I come across it and I was like, right. I was like, I've had this now for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And I went on eBay, £6. I was like, bro, I've held this in, it was in literally mint condition. Yeah, because I always just thought, right, okay, I'll listen to this.
Do you remember what book it was?
Yeah, no, I could tell you if I could tell you.
One a bit Russian there. I could tell you. I'm guessing if you saw it, you'd be like,
I'll be able to tell you exactly what it looked like and what pictures it had, didn't it? Like I think on the cover it had Bart as like a red Indian.
Have you still got it?
No, I think I chucked it. I chucked it. I had to have the clear
now 2 years.
Yeah, fuck this.
4Gs.
Yeah.
But I think with Pokemon, I think the whole, like the way they've blown it up, it's kind of like a way of life for some people in like Japan and stuff. They fucking love it. And like Mario.
It's just mad. I remember, because there was so many of them that you just kept moving on from like trend to trend. Do you remember Crazy Bones as well?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy Bones was
Beyblades.
And you had to have Pluto, the little one, to put down. And there was a shark one, which was the best for throwing apparently. And they were the
See, I never played it, but I collected them.
Yeah.
Never played it.
Remember sitting there,
same.
Loving Shark Man.
Kind of the same with Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Never played the actual game.
Never.
I tried to. It was a bit too like.
Yeah, it's just like you just never really. Like I was always like I liked having like remote control cars. That was my thing. I used to like crashing things and just being reckless, kicking a ball.
Kicking a ball, yeah.
Right.
It's like go outside.
We've definitely
we've gone off.
Oh, the office.
So,
but I think
how far in are we now?
55.
Wow! I swear we spoke for like 20 minutes on music, maybe half hour.
We went in, but I think that we should kind of wrap it up soon. But I think we should close with, if you could pick, and there's on the spot now, first song that you think is the best song that you've ever heard.
Oh no, I couldn't do that.
No.
Bro, no.
Okay, top 3.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
All right, okay. If you were gonna put 3 songs on now, old on you,
I still couldn't.
Oh my days. Music kept going great.
I'd say. Well, I was originally gonna say that the one album that I treasure the most. that I've got. Like, I bought all of the Red Hot Chili Pepper albums up until Stadium Arcadium, which I thought was fucking trash.
Yeah. But it's also probably one of the biggest, isn't it, as well?
But I had a live at Hyde Park, and that's fucking class. Yeah. It's all their, like, best hits performed live, and it sounds so
much
good,
better,
man.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And I fucking love that album.
Yeah.
I never want to part with it.
There was a Mac album that I discovered like a year. I think it was a year or two before he passed. I don't know where it was that he did the actual show. Have you ever heard that? Like, it just came up randomly. Like, as like, have you heard or like other things from the artist? And it was so good. Like some of his tunes live. Oh man.
Never get to saw him live.
Oh man, there was an opportunity in like I want to say like
Bristol,
2012 or 2013. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a few boys we know that went, and it was in the O2. No, it was like O2 Arena, I think it is in Bristol, or something like that.
Fuck, man, who would have thought?
Sad thing, man. Sad thing. But I think I'm.
If there's a lesson to be learned, go and see your favourite artists 100%,
now. 100%. I think we covered that off in one of the episodes of like for next year. Like I think we all said that we were vowing that next year, if music festivals continue or carry on, or even just little shows, gigs.
You need to do Glasgow. Glasgow's amazing. Glasgow's one of them places where it's just.
I mean, I think everyone would if they could. Yeah. I've applied. I have never got.
Yeah, I do. There is something about like having everyone together at a festival. That whole vibe, energy that you pick up off everyone is so sick.
It's the best.
It is.
You wake up and you just want back on it.
Yeah,
it's just class.
You don't even think how bad you feel. You just wake up, you're like, fuck it, I was fucking.
You only feel rough. You only feel rough when you finally get home.
Yeah. That's it.
It's amazing.
That is it. But I think that we could talk for a lot longer. Yeah. I wish we could play tunes on here and do reviews, but fortunately, copyright would sue our ass.
Do reviews.
But
what? Like, there's that laid back guy that reacts to songs. Yeah. I'm guessing if you just give them...
There is actually a lot of people that start
doing reviews. There's a loophole. There's got to be a loophole because people break down
just
tunes.
Credit them.
Because Ziaz and I do it.
Yeah.
And they started doing it for years ago.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like you've got to play it in like maybe snippets maybe and break it down and give it space.
They would just sit there and play it.
Mm. They do pause it and react to some lyrics, but sometimes they play it all the way through.
Yeah. Don't know. We'll have to look at it.
You probably just do it and then see what happens.
Yeah. But I think I don't have anything else to
say.
No. We could have talked for ages on music, I think, but maybe save for another episode.
100% toss.
Toss.
But anyway, I've been Tom.
I've been Spuds.
I've been Connor.
Yeah.